Hey guys, I'm Court McGinley and welcome back to the most amazing top 5. Let's jump right into our list of the top 5 scary world events that could happen again. Coming in at number 5, extreme authoritarianism. Yes, this is a pretty scary one. It's expected that as the threats to national security increase and expand, the government is going to become much more strict with their laws. Over time, it's expected that the freedom and civil liberties we currently take for granted will drastically diminish. This includes things like freedom of assembly, the right to privacy, and the right to travel both within and beyond the borders of our home country. During this time, people will likely become fearful, which in turn will make them more tempted and willing to elect a hard-line government that will promise to do what it takes to protect their people, no matter how harsh it might be. As most people know, following the September 11 attacks, the US government enacted the Homeland Security Act. This legislation was originally criticized for being too severe, but this is the kind of thing that happens when the nation feels under threat. So just imagine another attack of that magnitude happen, or one that involves hundreds of thousands of deaths, or even millions. That kind of attack could unleash extreme authoritarianism for sure. And at number 4, Indonesia's supervolcano. About 47,000 years ago, humanity faced an extinction-level event. The Toba supervolcano erupted in what is now Indonesia. It spewed magma for roughly 700 cubic miles. It's estimated that around 2,800 cubic kilometers of volcanic ash and lava were thrown into the atmosphere as well. When it last flew, it was the biggest eruption that had happened in millions of years. Research shows that around the same time as the first eruption occurred, the amount of humans on Earth drastically decreased. Scientists have stated that eruptions of the supervolcano could potentially wipe out humanity. Well, fun little fact, it turns out it may be about to erupt again. With any super eruption, large amounts of ash and sulfur dioxide are produced. This can have a devastating effect on the global climate. But there are also currently a number of factors that make the prospect of a Toba super eruption much more intimidating than the one at Yellowstone. For those of you who don't know, Toba is located on the densely populated island of Sumatra, which is home to over 50 million people. It's also only 40 kilometers from the Indian Ocean, in which catastrophic tsunamis would certainly be generated. At number 3, economic crash. Back in 2008, the US economy went into a tailspin. The stock market dropped, everyone was being fired. To be more exact, 8.8 million people lost their jobs, and it was a really bad time. People were basically comparing it to the Great Depression of the 1930s, as this had been the worst economic downturn since then. Bill Gates was asked in an interview somewhat recently if he believes these events could happen again, to which he replied yes. About this, he said, "It's hard to say when, but this is a certainty." Fortunately, we got through the last one reasonably well. Also not as recent, back in 2011, CNN came out with a poll which revealed that 50% of Americans themselves believe that this could happen again. Coming in at number 2, genocide. So not only is this a scary world event that could happen again, it's one that already has happened again. When people think of genocide, their mind usually goes to the Holocaust. During this horrific event, Nazi Germany systematically rounded up and imprisoned the Jewish people, gay people, Roma people, communists, and others who Hitler just basically didn't like. There are around 11 million concentration camps where prisoners died from either exhaustion, starvation, or execution. It was definitely a horrible time. And now in school, people learn about this horrible time in history so it doesn't get repeated again. And other countries have pledged to stop it if it does begin to happen. But it turns out there have been already around 24 instances of genocide since the Holocaust. And people think there could be many more. For example, between 1975 and 1979, there was Cambodia's Khmer Rouge, which killed as many as 2 million political dissidents, which equaled to 1/3 of the country's population. Then 15 years later, in 1994, across 100 days, Rwanda's Hutu government killed between 1/2 and 1 million Tutsis. These types of crimes continued on to 2010, where leaders have accused the Syrian president of killing his own people to retain power. And sadly, these types of acts are expected to continue. And in at number 1, mass extinction. Mass extinction occurs when more than 75% of the species on Earth die off in a relatively short period of time. Over the past 500 million years, it's happened 5 times already. And now scientists are saying that we are currently in the early stages of the 6th. One of the most notable mass extinctions was the Cretaceous-Tertiary event. This took place 66 million years ago when volcanic activity, climate change, and an asteroid impact wiped out 76% of all species. This included the dinos. However, the biggest mass extinction yet was the Permian mass extinction. This was caused by a massive eruption in Siberia that sparked a catastrophic chain reaction that killed an incredible 96% of all species. So about this 6th one, due to species going extinct at a much faster rate than normal, like 3 to 12 times faster. Scientists believe that this is a sign that the 6th mass extinction is coming our way. According to scientists, we have 3 to 22 centuries to do something before we reach mass extinction territory yet again. And obviously, this is something we don't want to happen. And there you have it, that's the list of the top 5 scary world events that could happen again. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you leave any and all questions down below as I will be answering them. Also, let me know down in the comments what videos you would like to see next. And make sure to show us some love by giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. Also, feel free to go on a binge and check out all of our other videos. And as always, I will catch you in the next one.